So back then, when the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 first launched, the prices were completely like out of hand. Like the 360 came out brand new back in 2005 of an originally being $400, while on the PlayStation 3 came out just a year later after the Xbox 360 came out, and it was only $600, which was the most expensive release console still so far today. And everybody has been asking this question and been wondering, why was the PlayStation 3 $600 at launch? Well, I'll explain the story on why that it was and why Microsoft's Xbox 360 won the last generation. So, the 360 released back in November 2005. Then the PS3 released just a year later in the same month of 2006. And when the PlayStation 3 first launched, there was already a live connection basically built into it, while on the Xbox 360's original models, you would have to go out and you'd have to go and buy, which is you would have to go out and buy a live adapter in order to play online, as well as a cost of $60, $10, or whatever for Xbox Live Gold for like a month or a year and stuff like that. While on Sony's system, it was intentionally free. So you got a live connection for free, and even you got to play online for free. So those are a couple things of what explains why the Sony PlayStation 3 was so expensive at launch. And one more other thing of the reason why was because Sony had backwards compatibility built in for the PS3, which was allowing you to be able to play your PlayStation 2 games and even still your PlayStation 1 games. Like every PlayStation 3 model from ever since launch can play PlayStation 1 games. But there is only one model that was able to play PS2 games, and that was the original fat model. Only the models that were 20 gigabyte, 60 gigabyte, and 80 gigabyte models, hard drives, were the only ones that would play PS2. If you had a 40 gigabyte fat model, it would not play PS3 games, or PS2 games, I'm sorry. But if it would have 4 USB ports, and that tells you that it's backwards compatible. If it's only got 2, then it doesn't do it. But that's the main reason on why the Sony PlayStation 3 was so expensive at launch, and why Microsoft's Xbox 360 still took the lead, even though they had to pay for gold and they had to pay for a subscription and they had to go buy a live adapter and stuff like that. Microsoft's 360, for some odd reason, still got the winner. But in the meantime, the PlayStation 3 still did very good. It didn't do good quietly as first when it first launched, but the PlayStation 3 started to catch up with the 360, and it did really well. Had really awesome good exclusives such as The Last of Us and the Uncharted series, and then some older PS2 exclusives like this one, of course, which is Jak and Daxter, got remastered for the PS3, and they became out really good, like 30 to 60 frames per second, like it was a lot more smoother and stuff like that. And it's even smoother with the Jak and Daxter collection, also remade for the PlayStation 4. But yeah, that explains on why the PlayStation 3 was so expensive at launch. And then the 360 mainly won the last generation was because on Sony's PlayStation 3, you had to physically, each new game that you would put in you would have to physically install it with installing the data, which I mean, it still wasn't quite as bad or as much as like you would expect as we do with the PS4 and the Xbox One, but it was still like you had to install a few certain games here and there that would only be like 3 to 4 gigs. But if you had a big hard drive, like a 250 gig or a 320 or 500, then yeah, that would last you a really long time if you play a lot of PS3. But while on Microsoft's console, you just all you had to do was just put the game in and it's just ready to play, and you put it in and it automatically like updates and stuff like that, and then it's just ready to play, which the updates on there didn't even take but not even minutes, except for comparing on how big the game was and how big the size was. Then still it only would take like 15 minutes compared to like all the games currently on current gen that would take like hours upon hours to download some updates and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah. But that was the reason why Microsoft won last gen, was because you didn't have to like physically install the game, and it was $200 cheaper than the PlayStation 3. But like I said, the PlayStation 3 still sold really, really well even after a while, and it still became very successful. Like I said, it had awesome exclusives such as The Last of Us, the Uncharted series, and then a few PS2 exclusives like this one also got remastered. So in the over end, the PlayStation 3 did very, very well. It was rough as a start, but it did really good at the end, so it was a good success. But anyway, guys, that explains why the PS3 was so expensive at launch. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you please could smack a like for the video, and then also send me down in the comment section down below of your thoughts, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new, and you can check out on some previous videos of mine and all that. So rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. So peace out.